Hello students, welcome to Read MedPrep Academy channel. Today we are going to discuss about human reproduction part 7. In this we are going to see about fertilization and implantation. What is fertilization? Fertilization occurs when a haploid sperm fuses with a haploid ovum to form a fertilized egg or a diploid 2n zygote. You can see here how a human egg combines with a human sperm to form a diploid zygote. What is capacitation? When the sperms are deposited in the female reproductive tract, they undergo a process called capacitation, which is a biological event that enables the sperm to make it active to penetrate and fertilize the egg. What happens, or what are the events in capacitation? One, there is reduction in the membrane cholesterol. There is hyperactivity of the sperm, that means the motility increases of the sperm. There is no change in the morphology of the sperm, and there is removal of coating factors, and there is an increased production of energy for the movement of the sperm. Unless the sperm is made capacitated, the sperm cannot bind to the zona pellucida of the ovum. The process of capacitation takes about 5 to 7 hours. Where does it occur? It occurs in the uterus to the oviduct once the sperm is deposited into the vagina. The maturation of the sperm, we must know, already we have seen that it occurs in the epididymis. After that, when it is ejaculated and deposited in the female tract, there the capacitation occurs. Fertilization occurs only if the sperms and the ovum are transported simultaneously. The sperm reaches the junction between the ampulla and the isthmus. Similarly, the ovum, which is released into the peritoneal cavity by the ovary, has to enter the ampulla and reach the junction of the ampulla and the isthmus of the fallopian tube for fertilization. You can see the location of the site of fertilization in this image. Millions of sperms compete for a single ovum, but only one sperm enters into the ovum and causes fertilization. Before a sperm can enter a egg, it must penetrate the multiple layers of the follicular cells or the granulosa cells, which are present around the ovum and which form the corona radiata. You can see how the sperms compete and enter into the layer of corona radiata. What is acrosomal reaction? We know that the follicular cells are held together by an adhesive cementing substance. That substance is called hyaluronic acid. The acrosomal membrane disintegrates by the release of proteolytic enzyme. This enzyme is hyaluronidase, which is released from the acrosome of the sperm. This helps in the dissolution of the zona pellucida or the corona radiata, so that the sperm can enter, or the nucleus can enter into the ovum. This is called acrosomal reaction. This acrosomal reaction is important for the sperm so that it attaches itself to the ovum wall and releases the nucleus into the ovum. Now, fusion of the two nuclei. The haploid nucleus of the sperm enters into the ovum and fuses with the haploid nucleus of the ovum. Now the result is a diploid zygote. The nucleus of the sperm, when it enters, the tail of the sperm remains outside the ovum and this disintegrates. Once fertilization occurs, the cortical granules of the cytoplasm of the ovum form a thick membrane around the ovum. This membrane is called fertilization membrane. This prevents the other sperms entering into the ovum. Thus, polyspermy is prevented. You can see in the diagram the formation of the fertilization membrane. Fertilization of the sperm and the ovum results in the formation of a zygote. After the zygote is formed, the first division occurs, which is a mitotic division, producing two identical cells called blastomeres. These two cells then multiply and the zygote becomes a 4 cell, then 8, and the multiplication goes on and on. After 72 hours of fertilization, a ball of cell is formed, which is a berry shaped of 16 cells or more. This ball of cell is called morula. You can see how the zygote on day 2 multiplies and becomes a 4 cell structure. Then on the third day it becomes an 8 cell structure, and slowly it becomes a morula in 72 hours. After the morula is formed, then the next step is implantation. Under the influence of the progesterone, the fallopian muscle tubes relax, and then the dividing embryo takes 4 to 5 days for the zygote or the morula to move from the fallopian tube into the uterine cavity. Once it enters the uterine cavity, it gets implanted into the endometrium of the uterine wall. You can see in the image how the fertilized zygote that occurs or formed in the junction of the ampulla and the isthmus slowly multiplies and becomes a morula and then a blastula and enters into the uterus. At this point, the embryo slowly becomes a blastocyst. That means a formation of a cavity inside called the blastocele. And now around 100 cells are present in this blastocyst. The blastocyst is composed of a single layer of flattened cells around called the trophoblast, and a small cluster of cells inside, about 20 to 30. This is called the inner cell mass. This inner cell mass is called the embryoblast, because this in the future will develop into the embryo. The growing blastocyst becomes embedded into the endometrium of the uterus. The embedding of the blastocyst into the endometrium wall of the uterus of the mother is called implantation. This implantation and development of the embryo results in pregnancy. Here you can see in the image how a blastocyst enters into the uterine endometrial wall. What are the types of implantation? There are 3 types of implantation. One is called centric, the other one is called eccentric, the other one is called interstitial. Now, what is ectopic pregnancy? If the fertilized ovum is implanted outside the uterus, it results in ectopic pregnancy. So 90% of the ectopic pregnancy occurs in the fallopian tube. You can see in the image the normal pregnancy where the implantation occurs in the endometrium of the uterus. On the right side you can see the implantation in the fallopian tube. The growth of the embryo in ectopic pregnancy may cause complications like internal bleeding, infection, and in some cases because of the rupture of the fallopian tube and resulting in the peritonitis, death can also occur. Now something about the twins. Twins are 2 offsprings produced in the same pregnancy. So one is monozygotic twins, the other is dizygotic twins. What are monozygotic twins? They are produced when a single fertilized egg splits into 2 during the first cleavage. They are of the same sex. They look alike and share the same genes. You can see in the image how a zygote splits and genetically identical two individuals are formed in the same uterus sharing the same placenta. Dizygotic twins are produced when two separate eggs are fertilized by two separate sperms. The twins may be of same sex or a different sex and are non-identical. You can see in the image how two ovum are fertilized by two separate sperms and two individuals are formed. Now another peculiar type of twins is Siamese twins or united twins. They are conjoined twins who are joined during birth. What happens? The zygote that is formed is partially splits, and as the embryo grows, two embryos grow and are joined at certain places. This is called dizygotic twins. Thank you friends for watching the lecture. Kindly subscribe, like, share and comment our channel Read MedPrep Academy. Log on to www.readmedprepacademy.com. Facebook ID is Read MedPrep Academy. Email is readmedprepacademy@gmail.com. Please post your questions in the comment box. We will reply your answers. Thank you once again.